Good day, prison breakers. I'm Unsilent, and we're on the air with more Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lords. It's episode 83 of the Sith Lords. Thanks for tuning in last time out. It was a little, well, prison break. There we go. That's the one I wanted. We wanted Cho for the 3 not lightsaber-wielding goons. Last time out, I also forgot that was a thing. So we shall take advantage and cleave them in, well, many pieces. Not much of a challenge, I guess, when you put it on Master Speed. I inadvertently increased the difficulty in the last episode. This time out, we are in the Trayus Crescent section. According to the comments, this neighborhood is, well, a lot of this is sort of a Malachor door. Not just any door, it's a Malachor door. There we go. A lot of this section is, hang on a second. Yeah, no, okay. I just had to slide my mouse off screen because it's like, hey, how's my audio doing? Audio's been kind of weird for no apparent reason. Oh, you're a Sith Lord. You're no match for him. He's a Sith Lord. Chancellor Sith Lords are a speciality. Yes, I know. I've done better Kenobis. Oh, I think my speed's done. Because I'm only getting the one swipe at him. Meh. We'll take care of him quick enough. And just like that. A little bop on the head. And he's good. Physical boost implant, life support pack, yeah, okay. No, so. Yeah, I got there's a weird buzz I've never had before that's just sort of like very, lab station. Not that I really ever use these. If it was a workbench, I'd be interested, but lab station, me. No, I was gonna say I get just a weird low buzz that you can. It doesn't even show up on the like it doesn't show up like on the waveform on Audacity. It doesn't show it. Even like the oh god, what's the thing that shows what your sound levels are? The little bar that does that doesn't show up on there either. But I can hear it, which is what drives me nuts. You can hear it when you listen back. So Trayus Academy. So if you took multiple doors, I just took the door that ended up bringing me into room of grunts. I didn't necessarily have to deal with the grunts. Let's do that. And we'll take care of this one first. I was gonna say, you're allowed to attack anytime, Exile. You have to use that, do it. Just like that. I was gonna say, it's also the Ooh, just one super kick and they're dead. That's how I like it. No, yeah, I haven't had much of a chance to do any recording lately because the neighbors been getting their roof redone, so and they're still doing it, so maybe some of my audio woes are directly related to, like, you know, like if they're using like walkie-talkies or something. I would be shocked if they weren't using walkie-talkies or if they had something similar, right? And yeah, so you want to kill this guy anytime? Alright, I couldn't finish him with the super kick. Oh, come on, you gotta finish there. Yeah, I did finish him with the super kick. Man. It's amazing how much of a difference a little bit of speed makes, right? Remains a Mandalorian disintegrator. So just keep topping up on health as we just wander aimlessly through the Trayus Crescent. I mean, why not, right? Oh, there's no one home here? That's concerning. I have no idea what's through any of this, right? Multiple guns. All right. So these guys I'm less concerned about, but this is just guys with guns, but I don't know if I'm actually hitting any of them. Apparently not. May as well just cleave them into pieces. Cleave them in twine is what I wanted to say, but I'm not sure that's an actual thing. So I could just be losing it. Could. Which way do we go? Ho 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 ho. Again, to these cells sort of things. Now, I know they call it Trayus Prison. Oh. Apparently they did actually have prisoners. Or at least a person. Oh, no, several prisoners. See, I find it interesting that they have actual, like, prisoners here. Oh, that's a way through. Okay, everyone keep that in mind. Oh, what have we here? Interesting. I was going to say, so you got the Force theme as an undercurrent, and that's interesting. Okay, so the corpse holds a powerful lightsaber crystal made from the emanations of the dying Jedi. Am I allowed to call it a hurricane crystal, or is that a bit too on the nose? Even hurricane has to be spelled weird here. Well, that could be handy. Let's actually... no, not that one. That one. Now, see, wasn't I just asking for a workbench? Would this be under MISC? Yeah. A hurricane. +1 to 8 unstoppable. I don't know. We'll see what we've got. Actually, what do we have? Is we've got the one crystal in there, but it's just a function, like the Dawn Crusher crystal. But it's just a function of, okay, what's the other one got in it? Probably a bit of that. But if at some point you're expecting to face, you know, Sith, you're expecting to face Sion and Traya, then there's a non-zero possibility where, you know, blaster deflection is less optimal than something, well, anything else, really. If you're not planning on deflecting blasters, especially in those last fights, then do you need the blaster deflection boost? It's a longer hallway over here. Oh yeah, while we're just picking stuff up, I did say I was going to do story time, didn't I? Because the story finally ended from like 2 weeks ago that I said, hey, we've got to tell a story about job search. Because that day that I recorded that video, I had a 90-minute phone interview with an industrial psychologist. The hell is that, right? Never heard of it before. I have a couple of former bosses that are, you know, job references. I floated it by both of them. One thought I was the victim of a joke. Well, he thought he was the victim of a joke first when I said I got interviewed by an industrial psychologist. And he's like, bullshit. And then he's like, well, I did tell them you were a little nuts. He was kidding. And then it was, why in the name of God in heaven? See, workbench. Why the hell would they make you go through that bullshit? Which I was inclined to agree with. I was interviewing for an accounting analyst position. Now, for non-accountants, I just quick job history for me. I was in the Big Four. Worked up to manager for the Big Four accounting firm. Then I left for a different job. Let's take a look at the lightsaber specifically. Now, Dawn Crusher crystal doesn't leave. There's just a color crystal. So the Opala. Yeah, it's a shame we can't do like the... Well, we could do like... So it's +3. A straight +3 to damage. and then massive criticals. And in this, it's just a straight 1 to 8. No kicker on the crits. So we don't have to... Blaster must be on the... Oh, must be on one of these. Ah, there. On the deflection emitter. So, I mean, you could get a... I mean, something like this. Okay, it's a little bonus damage on the fencing emitter. It's all these have, like, defense down, which I don't think is a great idea. Oh, the diadium power cell, or energy cell, rather. And then we've only got the one lens. We could, yeah, use parts to, resources and such to build that up, so that's an option there. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it all depends on... You could still crit without using the critical strike. Critical strike only drops the bottom, like, you know, how you have to roll. It's like, hang on a second. Can we go... yeah, we're gonna have to go back for half a second. Weapon. Thank you. So, your critical threat, right? So you have to roll between 19 and 20, normally. I think we talked about this many, many moons ago, but it's probably been several months. So, yeah, you have to roll between the 19 and the 20. But the critical strike will knock that down 1, maybe 2 at master level. So you have to roll, you know, an 18 to 20. So, I mean, is it worth the consistent, like, 1 to 8 points of damage, or... If you get the big roll, is it worth... Yeah, is it worth the big roll and getting it extra, you know? It's like... It's how lucky do you feel? Alright, yeah, we want to look at armor again, just to be... So it's armor weave underlay Mach 4. Which gives you 20 energy. Which is nice. If you want some strengthening, I guess. But I'd rather have that energy taken out. Imagine how bad we'd be doing. Sorry, this is immunity 10 physical. I don't know if I need that 10 physical anymore. If I just need to go straight for... Sonic. Okay. There's literally nothing of any... We could go ballistic shielding for now. But if we could find something in here, on this side, that also cancels energy. Create, so we want armor bits. So we just want something that might help us with. There's Sonic. There's Blade of Plating. It does reduce dexterity. Does defense bonus, -1 dexterity. Special upgrade item. Oh, medium or heavy, and I don't do medium or heavy. So these are all medium or heavy, so it wouldn't work. Okay, yeah, no, it's a good thing I caught that. Now, energy shielding. Ballistic, no. So, energy shielding, but we need demolitions for that, and I don't got anybody in the neighborhood that can help there. Yeah. So we can do that real fast, because it's only 3 components out of over 500. But I just want to take a look. It's, yeah, heavy armors, environment underlays, I'm not interested. Bio restored, oh, regeneration, health regeneration. Armors and robes. That should be... I could do... Oh, apparently... Wow, my treat injury is actually too low for something. I'm sure... Well, I haven't leveled up all the way, but... I think I'm probably at max for my level, right? Yeah. It's an idea. I'm not sure I like it, though. Flexible underlays. Durasteel. Oh, based on awareness. All right. Now, if we can just upgrade... That will be like 3 more seconds. Energy shielding, 10 energy. All right, there we go. So basically, instead of doing the, instead of getting help from the bludgeoning shit, and I'm basically, at this point, I'm just building towards making sure that I'm not going to get walloped too badly by immunity 10 energy, immunity 20 energy, and it still says damage immunity 10. Is it not additive? It is not. Well, that's annoying. So what you're telling me is I'm just as well off doing that. That's annoying. You'd think it'd be additive or multiplicative. So, I mean, multiplicative in that, you know, okay, you've got 20%, but now let's add an extra 10% on top of that. So it would be like, no, you don't get, you know, 30% of damage immunity, but instead you get, even if it was 22! 22! Goldberg! Even if it was 22, you know, it's an improvement over 20. I mean, you know, 2 points. You know, I'm in here, you know, you saw me earlier dealing out 100-point hits. Well, I mean, shit, I'd take an extra 2 points off of that. That's fine. I can live... Maybe I could live with that. Literally, I could live with that. So. Anyway, yeah, I was doing story time, wasn't I? Yeah. Industrial psychology. So I was, yeah, an analyst role. So in the grand scheme of, like... In the grand scheme of accounting, I look at it as, you know, you come out, you get, oh, that's cut off from here. Gotta go the long way around. Not a problem. No, you come out of school, you start as a staffer in Big Four, okay. And then you get out of there, I think the next step up is analyst. Maybe someplace have senior analyst, and then you've got, like, a supervisory management level, and then you've got your... You know, your VPs and your directors and your CFO levels above that, right? So I've been in management for like the last 5 years in accounting. Oh, you've all got lightsabers. Go Makashi! So I've been in management the last 5 years, right? Management jobs, especially in a small town, not the easiest to come by, admittedly. Maybe we want to do the shield as well. Oh, maybe we don't need to bother with the shield. Didn't need to bother with the shield. Oh well, it's nice and handy. So I've been applying, you know, sort of analyst and management level jobs. And the funny thing is... Do you even need to bother with the saber form? So I apply for an analyst job at a place. Now, this is an analyst job. I don't think anybody would consider going from a supervisory level job to an analyst job to be a promotion or even a lateral move, but that's beside the point. So, for my last job, which disappeared thanks to change in government, that's a different problem. Ontario, it's like, in Ontario, they said, yeah, no worries. You know, we're going to find efficiencies, but nobody's going to lose a job, says the Ontario government. Well... I can confirm, based on the facts of my life, that we've determined that promise was a lie. Went full Maury there for a second. But yeah, anyway, sorry. So, yep. So for this analyst job, what ends up happening is I go through a first interview with an HR person and a hiring manager, and, you know, the controller. So supervisor type, basically. And then, what ends up happening is... Oh, that was... quick. With an HR... You know, with a, you know, regular HR type, then the controller. Then, I have an interview... I do a second interview. Now, this is for, like, I would call this just a step above... You know, you've just got your CPA level of job. Then you've got to go through a second interview with the director of HR, the director of finance, and that controller again. And then you do a third interview after that. 3 days. 2 days of written and 1 day of oral. And cognitive and behavioral tests with an industrial psychologist. And it's just like... And this is for a job. Like, I realize I'm likely to take a pay cut to get this job. I wasn't going to argue that, but it's just like, come on. If I was the CFO, if I was applying to be like a CFO of a company, I would expect this. Not as like a, I've just gotten my CPA level. So that was my job adventure. Oh, what a surprise. A surprise to be sure, not a welcome one. Okay. I've left that one a little late, so what we're gonna do... I'm gonna go into the usables. Hit that old... 7! We're on 69, nice. Just gotta... And we can switch that to blasters. Oh, there's more of them. Get a couple of these in. Although I get better heals from the... I get better heals from the life support pack. Well, I mean, it is called the life support pack for a reason, I'm sure. So we'll just, see, it's a good thing I got all those upgrades. So who knows how much more painful this would be without. And the defense bonus from the speed, which yes, I know, remember to use. So yeah, maybe I'm the only one that finds it interesting that it's like, here's a job I don't consider to be exceptionally high level, and yet it's like more intense interview process for any job I've ever had in my entire life. Although I was told that the last guy they hired, that the director of finance may regret massively who he hired. It's like, well, I applied for that and you didn't bother to interview me now, did you? Whose fault is that? I mean, there's probably a combination of being overqualified for the job, not something I said myself, but was suggested to me. And 2, the controller has never been interested in interviewing me, so it's like, and you thought she'd hire you for what reason? I don't know, why the hell she wanted to interview me this time? Ooh. Going in toe-to-toe with these guys ain't the smartest idea I've ever had. 111 against the 76 that I got for the, I'll get him here. And 111 energy shielding Mark IV. That's what I'm looking for! I think. Expert fencing emitter, which will probably help with the dueling. The lightsaber. Vroom, vroom, vroom. If I made it 83 episodes and this is the first time that I've made lightsaber noises, I think it may be. Oh, remains. They didn't even realize. And automation gloves. Improved automation gloves. I didn't know that there were regular ones. Now we gotta... No, wait. Was it this way? Where's the goddamn workbench? No, it was... No. Yeah, no, it was the other way. It was that way, but you had to go to the... all the way back to take a right turn here and then go... And you can't just have, like, a workbench when you need it. Where's T3, damn it? Where is T3, damn it? Because in the last... Okay, so... No, it wasn't last time, it was the time before. That we saw... Ballistic shielding. So, yeah, let's... So that bumps up to 30. So maybe we could go for something different here, like a strengthening. So we could go for strengthening 5 here, because we've got the better... Because all that does is attribute damage, which I don't know if we've seen an enemy that can use it. Lowers attributes, unless Kreia or Scion has some... Like, Kreia would. Kreia would. If she is using any abilities that I've unlocked for her through the level up process, which... That would be a very video game thing to do. Like, I mean, take the sort of story out of it and just go straight looking at it from a video game perspective. It's like, this was your character and now she's fighting against you. I feel as though video games have done that before. So yeah, but I like strengthening because Constitution, strength, it should make me a little tougher and give me a little more hit points. So that would be handy. So we're at 415 vitality. So yeah. Oh, that must, yeah, the Constitution must have helped there because weren't we previous to this? Did we not have our force points higher than our hit points? So I know it's not much. I'm often 6 points but higher now, but I mean every little bit helps, right? We'll just keep motoring on north. Well, I guess it's northeast, really. Through here. What, do you think he scares me? You know, he kind of reminds me of the dude from Raiders of the Lost Ark that's just standing there. He's got a sword and he's twirling it and just pew. An oft-parodied moment in film history. No, it is a funny moment, though. The story behind it's just like Harrison Ford's just can't... He knocked me flat on my arse! Yeah, with Harrison Ford, was he not feeling well, or is he just generally worn down from filming and just... Spielberg came up with he and Spielberg came up with the alternative electromesher. We got that already. Didn't we give that to Atten? Half a second there, I wanted to call him Karth. That's not good. Run away! Run away! It's been a while since we've done it. It's been a while since we've done a good runaway. Now, maybe we'll activate speed. And then maybe we'll activate the shield. Maybe we'll activate the shield. Well, balance isn't bad. You got these guys, so let's just, There we go, that's what we needed. Let's see, I bet that's... The speed and the strength, all of those will be quite handy. Let's get that speed back up. So that's 2. There were, what, 6 of them? Come on, come on. Did we make a small move forward just because we're so goddamn... That was fast. What was I worried? I don't remember killing him. Oh, there! I was gonna say, I remember that. Apparently there were 7. Yeah, I know, it was Blaster versus this guy, but... Yeah, like he had a chance. See, now... I was gonna say, now I am going... I was gonna say, I was going Indiana Jones on them with the Force Lightning, but... I guess not now. He's got remains. Of course he's got remains. Thawne's Robe. I believe we've seen one of those before. Concussion Grenade. Zerzium. Thawne robe was. Yeah, we got 3 of them. We're restricted to light side. Poor BioWare, can he not I know he's not around. Not even restored content could save him. And this is after I get off track about talking about where the hell is T3. Like, I assume T3 was told to work on the ship. The ship that went down. Oh, just the 2 of them? Okay. Now we'll take down the Sith Lord. This is fair. It's very, Bane era, right? Because if you've read the Bane books, and I get to go back and reference the Bane books, yeah. Because in the Bane books, they were very willing to hand out fancy titles to anybody that they considered, you know, a graduate of the academies. So, hey, you're a Sith Lord, and you're a Sith Lord, and you're a Sith Lord. Meanwhile, Bane is like, no, I like the Revan rule. There's basically like, there's a Lord of the Sith. Was it one to embody the power and one to crave it, or was the poetic way that was in the, So that's the way out, okay. Yeah, is that the poetic way that Bane had put it in his holocron? I should mention Drew Karpyshyn wrote the Bane books. I think I've mentioned that in the past. He also wrote KOTOR 1. Hence why Revan gets a, That's why the Revan is basically gets a little more hero worship in that. Now, yes, I do realize there's a Star Wars The Old Republic Revan book that I've been told not to read until after I finish this game. So, now the question is, we can't do the map from both sides, but we've gone through and exhausted the Crescent. But we have seen this door back into the Academy from both sides. Now, it's just a function of, is one side better than the other? I don't know. I'd like to come at it from the right, but this door is off to the right, so maybe that counteracts it. I don't know. It is still, by our standards, fairly early in the episode. At least, you know. Still got at least 10 to 15 to go, so. We'll do that quick save so I can get a swig of water for the working man. Nothing worth picking up here. I mean, but there was the workbench, which makes up for it, and the crap to use at the workbench. So hopefully, I'm kind of armored up to where I need to be. I think I'm relatively... I mean, the quick save here is going to help as well. I think I'm relatively okay, because I feel as the final sequences start here. I'm not going to lie, I was like about 3/4 sure that that was going to be Darth Sion on you. You're just going to get into this big open room where Darth Sion shows up and says... You know, his Darth Sion... shit, you know what, you know how he does? Do you want to try? I'm willing to try. Oh, look at you. Unlike your buddy, you're able to take more than one hit, but... And so she was... So many super kicks, you'd think this was a Young Bucks match. I don't know, there's some folks here that like the occasional wrestling reference. I haven't watched too much AEW. Well, I mean, it's because I haven't watched too much AEW, but they really haven't done much yet. They've done, what, 2 shows? Maybe a 3rd one by the time this goes up? Episode 81 would have just dropped for you guys. Oh, the conference room! No, I assume if you're in charge, you stand here with the ominous sky behind you. And you're slightly elevated. If you're going to do a meeting, you may as well do it here. And then you have your witnesses. Depending on how much you give a shit about them, they get to... which bench they get to sit on. Now this one looks a little more central, so I got a feeling that this is where the trouble begins. Is it trouble or the fun? Do I quick save here or no? It wasn't much of a fight to get through to here, so. No? Really? I am waiting for trouble. I'm a little disappointed we haven't gotten trouble yet. Oh, you don't count. You don't even get a Sith title. You're just Dark Jedi. I mean, that's just some basic bitch name, you know? I'm not too worried about anybody that only goes by Dark Jedi. Darth Malik's armor? Excuse frickin' me. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Oh, am I still in combat? I'll give it a second. Oh, a slightly different conference room if you want to... Now, see, this is interesting. Now, there is, for, like, big meeting rooms, like, and big tables like this, there is actually, like, seating, like, power seating that you can do for this. So, if there was a chair, okay, so, yeah, there's 2 doors, which makes it a little more difficult. So, I guess with the power seats are facing towards the door. So, even though there's this nice, well, there's a view of Malachor anyway. So, if there's a view of Malachor, you don't, even though there's a view of Malachor, you want to be facing the door. Now, if that's the only door there, the power seat is at the end, facing the door. And then this one would be and then it kind of gets a little more powerful, slides down, diminishing as you get away from as you get towards the door and away from the power seat. I think that the other end is sort of a secondary seat. But this would be, like, these two are more important than, like, these, and then, but as you get farther away, like this, like, you are the least important, or you are seated as the least important person if you are here. So this is why I try to make sure that I get, so, like, if that's the door, right? Like, at meetings I'm at, I like to be opposite the door and away from it as well. Which is interesting because, like, you know, my last job, I was also took minutes for the audit committee, but I always made sure to sit. You know, if the chair wanted to sit in the power seat, I always made sure to sit in the secondary power seat. Even if I was just there as a staff resource, I always made sure I wanted to be there. Although the chair of the audit committee where I was, he liked this one, back to the door. Don't know why. I liked, I would try and grab this one. Again, using that as a relative point of reference. Sorry, it's things that, you know, something like that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Admittedly. There we go. Nah, just go straight lightning. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it's still important in the grand scheme of, like, hey, someday that might actually be important for you guys, so I'm gonna try and help you as best I can. Even if it's just a little bit of basic stuff like that. But it's important that you guys, I'm the type of person that thinks every bit of info that you can possibly have is important. Sometimes it might be possible. Oh, right, we were going to look at the Malik armor. So it may be possible to make a decision with too much information, but I'd rather have too much information than not enough. So, right, Malik armor. Armors, thank you. Now, it was Darth Malik armor, I should. Blow by it or something? Jolie Bindo robe. Jedi Master Thawne. Is it possible that I need, like, the heavy armor for Malik's stuff? Oh, okay, it's down here. Oh, no, it's light armor. Does not restrict use of force power. Sorry, so it's... defense 7, max dex 4, strength +1, regeneration 2. It's believed that Darth Malak, the fallen former apprentice of Darth Revan, once possessed this garment. Malak and Revan are credited with starting the Jedi Civil War, which led to the collapse of the Jedi Order. Indeed, I wonder why they shoved it all the way down here. Now, I've got the Jalshay Mentor, which I do not have a second version of down here. So it's 7-4, strength 1, and regeneration 2. So it's 4. But, okay, but the problem is like, okay, this, and this. So it's all a function of, do I think charisma and wisdom... See, there's the part of me that thinks, like, you could probably throw the plus strength plus constitution, you can throw the energy immunity on there, that's fine. The question is how much, because the charisma... Do we got the thing that explains this shit here? Because the charisma here... Is that not also it reduces the penalty for... that reduces the penalty for using opposite-sided... Like, so my spamming of heal, right? It reduces whatever penalty. I would assume, like, more force points. As you see with, like, Visas, who can get, like, a heal and a half before she runs out of force points, right? Probably because she has a lower charisma. Ironic for the one, you know, like, film star, voice actor in the game, but I'm sure there's more, and I'm just drawing a blank. But yes, anyway. So, you kind of wonder, it's like, it doesn't seem like it would be, like, it seems like it would be a plus, but on the other hand, it's like, it could be a minus. I don't know. I just don't. I mean, we have the option of making that switch. If it all goes completely to hell, we have that option. What I think we'll do is I'll call it a day right here, right on this spot. Hang on. Slide a little that way. Right on this spot. So that way at least we have a good spot to come back to if, in fact, we do want to switch to the Malak armor. But Malak, I mean, final boss fight aside, was, you know, bit of a bitch. So Revan whooped his ass. Light side, dark side, don't matter. It's like super kick your jaw off. Well, your artificial jaw off. We've talked about that before, I think. How one must, you know, one must give themselves over completely to the dark side, and it's going to use your body up. And that's how all the Sith people end up deformed. Well, I guess Darth Plagueis, no, because, well, I mean, it was a result of his actions as a Sith Lord that caused him to get deformed. If you read the book, it's a good book. I know I've said it before. I don't recommend Lucino books much at all, but that would be one of them that I would. And I like the Tarkin one as well. I think that's a new canon Tarkin book as well. I was gonna say we got Thrawn coming up soon though, don't we? Because hang on, I think. Here's the problem when you're recording for the future, you just don't know. I think next week is Thrawn Day. So, Thrawn Treason might be the name of the book. Could be wrong. But yeah, that'll be the next one. And I'll probably start... I gotta finish reading Alphabet Squadron. But I drop it for Thrawn. I dropped Queen Shadow for Master and Apprentice. But I think I said I've read like a quarter of it or something, and it just never really resonated with me, so... And I liked E.K. Johnson's Ahsoka book, and it's just like, oh, Padme book, it might be. And now. Alright, let's wrap it up. Man, how are we going to do book talk if the series is about to wrap up? I'll have to think about that. I don't know if anybody's actually here for book talk. Let me know if you're interested in book talk, though. I'll find a way to make it work, damn it. If you're interested. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. I see I've talked so long I ran out of shields. But that'll do it for this episode of KOTOR 2. Next time out through that door, and 2 probably boss/mini-boss fights. I think we're getting near the end, folks. I really do. I really, really do. Alright. Let's go. Call it a day. Next time on KOTOR 2, In Through the Outdoor. And I get a Zeppelin reference in. Get in. Alright. Until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on air, and that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. And don't forget, you could check out more KOTOR 2 and playlist. It's on the screen, in the description down below, and more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.